What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. Today's video, we're going to piggyback off of yesterday's unique cover 2 beater, this time showing you a rendition of it out of the trips tight end. But before we do that, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to check me out playing Madden 20 live, you guys can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZanMadden. The link is below in the description, and I do have exclusive subscriber-only content for my Twitch Prime and Tier 1 subscribers. My Tier 2 subscribers will receive my Washington Redskins Hot Route Master offense on top of those sub-tips that go out each and every Friday. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Now, yesterday we broke down an absolute money play. It was non-bumpable against man. It was also a zone shredder, but it was from a formation that, is in some playbooks, but obviously it's under center. I know a lot of you are not comfortable under center. So I wanted to kind of piggyback off of yesterday's video and give you guys a more of a meta style setup that uses that same motion. So we're going to be taking a look at the trips tight end. This is the Oakland Raiders playbook. Very, very, very good trips tight end formation. Some of the best players in the world run trips tight end out of the Oakland book. I haven't seen this motion setup per se, but I do want to kind of throw my own spin on some of the motion trips tight end stuff that you do see. This should be something that you guys can add to your offense. There are far better trips tight end players out there than myself. I'm terrible from the shotgun. As you guys know, it's well documented. I'm an under center player, but you guys can go ahead and add this to the meta, and I promise you, it'll fit in just fine. So let's go ahead and talk about the play PA shot post. Now, yesterday we talked about motioning an S post to the opposite side of the field, turning it into an S corner. This is really, really good against your man coverage. It's also really, really good against cover 2. So let's go ahead and focus on that first and foremost. We'll kind of show this to you against like a cover 1, type of man under setup. So just focusing purely on the S post, if you can get a post flag elite, this is something that will help you get extra separation against man coverage when you motion it to the other side of the field. So you're going to kind of see what I'm talking about right here. He should get a nice little inside position and just kind of get a release up the field. You see how easy that is and how you can kind of rack that up field against your man coverage meta. So if you're facing somebody that likes to run like, edge blitz 1 or, people that really blitz you man heavy, this could be something that you could go to every now and then that'll really steal a quick touchdown against them. Again, you're just going to see how consistent this cut is. You're just going to throw it and just rack it up the field. This could be an easy one-play score if you have enough giddy up. A Tyreek Hill or somebody like that can take that to the crib pretty consistently if there's no deep half safety over the top of a man coverage. So really, really easy throw. Wanted to get that out of the way first and foremost. Super easy throw. Now, we're going to go ahead and focus on zone, though. This is where this play really eats. I think that you're going to be able to really chew up the cover 2 defense in general. So let's go ahead and show you an example like big nickel over G cover 2. It's a pretty popular cover 2. Now, there's going to be a variety of setups you can use against cover 2. Let's focus solely on the S post for now. If you want to isolate the S post on the sideline against cover 2, you're going to need to streak the tight end just to make sure that you're pulling the deep half safety, that player with the X underneath him, that's Earl Thomas on the back right. You want to keep him close to the hash mark, and that's going to allow you to throw this ball the same motion. You're going to see he's going to get a nice little inside release, and then he's going to bend over the top of the cloud flat. You're going to be able to kind of like throw it. Honestly, you could try to possession catch it on the sideline. You could rack it as well if you want. A little rack swerve game can really help you out. You saw right there zoned out ability right there, got there. But in general, it's not something you're going to have to worry about too much. Again, you just see you snap it right there and then just kind of throw it out over the top. That's a pressure and inaccurate right there, but you see how easy it is to bomb against cover 2. We'll go ahead and throw it until we actually can catch one here, but you see he's definitely wide open here in this example. So very, very simple in terms of beating your cover 2. You just let him kind of, run and cut over, and you can kind of see how easy it is to get a little possession catch. If you click on and get the right angle, you can maybe rack swerve it a little bit. You can kind of mess with your pass leads. You don't really want to lead it in a spot where the safety can get it, but maybe a little down and inside lead, if you can get a little precision on it, might be able to allow you to kind of click on and, get a better angle to like rack it right there. That was absolutely terrible by me, but, take it into the lab and try it out yourself and see if you can get a better angle to rack it up the sideline. But again, you see time and time again, this route is just wide open over the top of the cloud flat. You just need a quarterback that can, obviously hit the throw here in regs. Here's a good example. You kind of rack it. You try to avoid the tiptoe up the sideline. If you can get a better angle, you rack it back to the inside and take it for a one-play score. Now, players are going to get keen to this. So you're going to need to figure out ways to beat cover 2 in general. So we want to go ahead and add some other renditions to this. Now, one thing that I do want to show here is a version of this where you can kind of actually get Hopkins back open via a cloud flat match manipulation. So we've talked about this before here on the channel. If you have a wheel route in a streak on the same side of the field, it will cause the cloud flat, whether it's cover 2 cloud flats, cover 3 cloud, cover 4 shaded into cloud flats. The cloud flat will follow the wheel man to man. So what this actually does is this will allow any type of in-breaking route from the opposite side. So for instance, a 10-yard tight end in can also get open as the cloud flat matches the wheel. So we're going to try to show this to you here. Hopefully we get enough time. Watch how that wheel converts into man to man. And then you can hit this tight end just on a little 10-yard in route underneath for an easy first down. So you could steal yardage very easily this way. Another thing you could do, obviously, if you're using the motion, go ahead and put Hopkins on a 10-yard out route, streak the inside receiver, and motion Hopkins back across the formation. This will help you kind of pull that cover 2 match, and then you're going to see how Hopkins is going to hit that same window. You're going to be able to throw just a little, had to throw that just a little bit early, but you see that area, we got pressure inaccurate, but you can see that area of the field is wide open because the wheel pulls that cloud flat man to man. So again, right here, you kind of see what we're doing here with this little same motion, but you snap it just a hair early. You see the press on the cloud flat, and you see how he matches, and then you can throw a little up pass lead to the backside, rack it up the field, pick up a gain of about 15 or 20 yards. So pretty easy to do, right? Now, that's one way that you could do it. Obviously, you can try to use the 10-yard route to the tight end, but again, with no pull route down the seam, maybe this S-post motion into an S corner, you're going to see that safety really pay attention to it. So be careful with this. That safety might try to get over there, making this throw a little bit tougher on you. See how hard that could be if there's no pull route. So just kind of be careful that you're not thinking that you can just throw that S-post without a pull route to the inside. Another thing you could probably do if you wanted to is maybe go 5 out. Now, if you're really sure that your pass protection is there, maybe you're using center abilities, you're not struggling with sheds, you could go with a route combination like this, which will allow the running back to serve as a pull route down the seam, keeping that safety a little bit closer to the hash. He's still probably going to be close enough where he might be able to make a play on Hopkins. But once that running back streaks out of the backfield, that safety should float a little bit closer to the hash marks. And then you can still put the tight end on the 10-yard in route, allowing you to do the streak wheel manipulation to pull the cloud flat on the left. And then you've got options on both sides of the field, you would hope, in this example. But again, with this, you're going to have to hope that your pass protection sets up. You see how that kind of gives you a little bit more room to throw that ball in possession, catch it. Probably not going to get a great rack angle on this, but it is something you could do. Now, another thing you can do with this is obviously streak the tight end and put the X receiver on maybe a streak as well. And you could kind of cause some crazy little manipulation here like this, where you could put the running back on an in route out of the backfield. So you're going to get the situation where the wheel route should pull the cloud flat into man down the sideline, and then it's going to leave the flat open for a check down to Miller. And then what you've got on the other side is you've got Fells streaking down the field. So I'll see if I can hold on to this ball pretty long here. You see how the Y route, obviously you're going to have some speed to beat the match, middle third there in that example, but you're going to be able to throw that Y crossing route. If you have a crossing route specialist, you should have a pretty good throwing lane right there. You just need a speed advantage. And then obviously right here, because we're doing this, you see how we get, you should get the match right here, how he follows him man to man. And then that's going to leave this route wide open. So, once you see him do that, you should be able to throw that ball pretty easily. Another thing, obviously, you can do if you wish is drag the tight end. That's pretty free to do that. And then you could still, streak the, you could still streak the running back out of the backfield and do something like this. I mean, there's a million variations to manipulate cloud flats on the left and then still be able to try to pull that safety away on the right. So you see right here, you run the streak down the sideline, and then that allows you to kind of throw that ball out there. So you've got a nice little check down manipulation to the tight end. You see that this play in general is really going to do a good job against cover 2. That's really all this is about, is using the pull routes on the wide side of the field. A lot of players line their trips on the wide side of the field and don't have a whole lot from a short side of the field standpoint. This is a great manipulation on the short side of the field. If you come out in it once or twice a game against cover 2, they might, give you that free out route. So definitely don't sleep on this. My biggest advice on this tip, try to make sure that you're mixing in the in route. It's really an out route back to Hopkins. So, you set this up, you can put the tight end on delay fade, you snap the ball as he crosses. Once that wheel route turns up the sideline, that's going to open up this throw to Hopkins. that's going to give you a free 10 yards underneath. A lot of players will use her and not know that the cloud flat's turning into man coverage and kind of pull off of that crossing route to guard something else or go back to a tight end delay fade. So mix in that manipulation as much as possible. But yeah, guys, I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys a shotgun version of yesterday's tip. Hopefully this was beneficial for you guys. It is in the Oakland Raiders playbook, which is what a lot of the viewership and a lot of players that are still playing the game run, because it's one of the best playbooks in the game. So basically at this point, it's West Coast bunch, it's near close flex, and then you have your Oakland tour and your trips tight end type sets. A few people still run the split close out of New England, Miami. And then you have, the psychos that follow me and run that near the single back wing tight hot rod master offense. So I wanted to give you guys something there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with our next upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.